As you settled into your chair in your house on opening night of the draft, John Elway, if I had told you you could sit at 15 and Jerry Jeudy would fall to you, you would have said to me what?
I'd have said there's about a 10% chance of that. I think, all our preparation and everything that we've done up to that point in time, and even in all our mock drafts, Jerry never got to us in our mock draft.
No kidding.
So therefore, that was, it was a surprise to us. And it really all depended on what, especially with the Raiders and the Niners in front of us with, they needed wide receiver. They had wide receiver needs, and as well as, you never know which direction the Jets were going to go, even though it was, we thought it was going to be tackled, but you never did know. So there's a lot of things that could have happened in front of us that, we wouldn't have ended up with Jerry, but fortunately it fell the right way, and he fell into our laps, and, we're thrilled about that.
Did you try to knock on somebody's door in the top 10 at all?
Yeah, we did. I think that, we did that, but I think with where we are as a football team, felt that, we had I think we had 10 picks, and so we had, we had 5 in the first 100 picks. And so I think with where we were as a football team, draft capital was more important than moving up. We felt like even at 15, no matter how it felt. And then that's why we didn't, it was too much to move up, too costly to move up. So we felt like we were going to get a good football player there, plus without having to give up any draft capital.
So are you also saying when you're mocking this out that you might not have thought Mayock and Gruden were going to take Ruggs in that spot, John?
No, that was a bit of a surprise. We didn't have, even though what we do because what was different this year with our mocks is usually our scouts are in, and so we mock with all our scouts, and they have 3 or 4 teams apiece, and then we do the mocks that way. But this year we did it where we took all the mock drafts that were there, and we ran those scenarios, and then with each mock, what was left. And I don't know that there was ever a mock with Ruggs going at 12. And so, therefore, that's why I think it was such a different situation for us, because we hadn't been through that scenario.
And then you went back to the Penn State wide receiver store in the second round, John.
We did. And I will tell you this, he was kind of our target in the second round from the very get-go, depending on how the first round fell.
Right.
We didn't know exactly how it was going to fall. And so, but he was going to be kind of our target in that second round, because we love his explosiveness. We love the speed and the way that he plays. And so he can really, threaten the defense. And so he was kind of our target. Now, not knowing how the first round was going to go, I was still prepared to go receiver. And I know that it helped us going receiver because of the fact that if we hadn't gone receiver in the first round, I think there'd been a lot of people that would better try to jump us in the second round. And so I think there's a lot of people behind us that kind of let us know that was kind of Hamler was their guy. But I think, with us sitting there, not going up, as well as having drafted wide receiver in the first round, I think people were more, we're fine sitting there thinking that we weren't going to draft another wide receiver. So it worked out well for us.
I know you went wide receiver, John. Why? I mean, obviously, there are a lot of potential answers to that, but why did you do that?
Well, I mean, I think that we wanted to get more explosive on the offensive side. And so with Jerry there at 15, obviously, the great route runner and experience and tons of production in 1, and then Hamler at 2 with the speed and his ability to be able to stretch the field. And I think over the last couple of years, we've lost Thomas and we lost the guy that went to Emmanuel Sanders last year. And so, we were a little depleted in the wide receivers, and we hadn't been nearly as explosive on the offensive side that we needed to be. So we made the commitment that we're going to get better on the offensive side. We need to put more points on the board. And so we kind of made that a point this year going in, that we need to get some speed and some depth at wide receiver. And so that was a goal going in.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.